Hi everyone, so this is my second try at recording this video because somehow my sound disappeared off the last one. So the tutorial today is going to be what they call a pinwheel tower card. And when it's stood up, this is how the pinwheel works. When it's flat, it's received like that. And you can turn all of the pages so you have plenty of room to do all your decoration. I've got other samples for you to see, but we'll show those at the end. One of them I will give you a sneak preview of is this one, and this tutorial is dedicated to my beautiful granddaughter Kira, who found a mouse on the way to college earlier in the week, and she's been looking after it. So I thought this was just a little bit of silliness. Okay, so what we're going to look at is how to make this, and we're going to start off with a piece of card that is 20 centimeters by 15. All the measurements will appear in the top left corner as usual, and I will give you inches as well. So we're going to place it on the scoreboard, and we're going to score every 4 centimeters. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and what's left. Right, I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to burnish all of those folds. This is one that people are going to want to play with, so making sure that all your folds are correct makes it a lot more enjoyable. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, and what's left, which is another 4 centimeters. So we're going to put double-sided tape onto there. There's no problem with matching these up. Just fold that in and fold that over, and it will be in the right place. So just rock backwards and forwards to get square set. Okay, we now have the wings that are going to make our pinwheel, so this bit here, and they are 15 by 10. Right. And each time we want to work on the left hand side of the box. So put tape down here, and I want to keep away from this fold a minute fraction of an inch. So always on the left hand side panel, we're placing this on. And if I can bring it up, I don't know if you can see just this tiny little bit that I've left here. So I'm going to now turn that over, squash it, and again on the left hand side of the box panel, your measurements are the same length, so they're just going to go straight on. Right, turn it over, flatten it again, and we're going on to this one. Now on 3 sides, it will just flip over quite nicely. There we go. When you come to do the 4th, it doesn't just flip, so you need to lift it up and let it go down again. It's because the page is needing to just be lifted up to be able to turn. So there we go. So I can turn one. All 4 wings are now fixed, and there is our pinwheel tower in the middle. Okay, now we look at decorating. This expanse here is how it will be flat in the envelope. So you need to concentrate that this side here will tone there. If you look at some of these, that is all toning in. That is toning in. And this one on the front only, I've put a couple of strips of die cut border. Okay, so you need to think about how the person takes the card out of the envelope. Right, so I've prepared 4 panels which will go onto the big panel side, and at the moment I've prepared 3 panels which will be this small side. Put them the right way up. Okay. So what I wanted to show you was the measurements I've given you are for the main panel. I haven't given you the measurements for the mat because I stick it down and I then cut round using the panel as a guide. So I'm going all the way around. I never go to the end of the scissors. So take your time matching up the pattern. Get rid of the scraps, and then when that goes onto there, you have a beautiful mat all the way round there. So we're going to look at fixing these on. I have got some bits of decoupage that I will use to decorate the panels, but whatever you've got to hand, pretty papers, anything. So I'm going to do a small panel, a large panel. It is quite a weighty card, so either you're going to have to pay a lot on postage or give it to the person that you want to send it to. You will have a small white area all the way around. There we go. Then we need to flip over to the next pages, and we're going pattern. Make sure that the flowers are all growing up the right way. Large panel. This one's not directional, so I don't have to worry about that one. Okay. Flip over. Okay, so we've now got all of our 4 pages covered with their panels. So at this point, it doesn't matter which is the front panel. So I'm going to put this as my front panel, and I've got a strip of die cut border here. So I'm just going to take the die cut border and I'm going to put it down this edge, and it just adds a little bit more decorative stuff to the front of the card. Okay, so I've got some decoupage pieces here, which are all pink roses, so I'm going to spread those out to see what I've got. And I think this one here is picking up the green and it's picking up obviously the pink roses. So we're not using it as traditional decoupage. We're just using it for different elements. Now I'm going to put that to one side, and I do like it just to break up the line of the straight line. Okay, so I'm going to flip that over now. I'm going to use that one later. This one has got the border on it, so I can get away with a slightly smaller decorative bit. I'm going to put that on here, but I want to bring it down. I'm going to go that way. Once again, I've broken one of the straight lines. All right, and we're going to deal with this one slightly differently in that we're going to have a white die cut panel on there for a greeting. So I now have a die cut oval. I'm going to tuck that down just a fraction underneath there. So I'm going to tuck that down, just tuck it underneath here. There we go. And I want a little bit of wet glue, which I'm going to just pop under there to make sure that that stays down. But also I wanted to put a little bit of wet glue onto my side sheet there, squidge it around because I have a delicate happy birthday, which if I place that into my glue, I can then place it onto there and pick up some more of the glue to fix my happy birthday. I'm going to have to move that one slightly up. No, it's fine. Happy birthday. So I've now got lots of extra little bits. So I think I'm going to come in on the top of there. This is ideal for using up lots of odd bits of decoupage that perhaps you didn't want to add in the first place. So I'm just going to tuck that under there. Make sure you keep away from the creases. So there's that one. Turn it. And I'm going to use my main picture here. So I think I'm having it in that corner. Turn it, and this is my back page. So I'm going to take another die cut oval because I want to be able to write my message onto there, and it gives me a bigger area to write on. So I'm going to put that centrally in there, and I've got these three roses left. I'm going to just cut those apart because that was a two-piece. Okay. And I think I'll put that on with wet glue. So I've got one showing that side. So I'm going to then go on this side with that, because again it needs to see the whole picture. Tap that underneath there, and this smaller one I think we're going to go for this at the top on that side. So that is a back panel which will have my message, and that is beautifully decorated. When we flip to the front of my card, then I've got this beautiful design on here with my border coming in and a panel of colour on that side. Okay, so that is, although it takes a lot of pieces of card, it is relatively simple because all four sides are much the same. So let's have a look through these samples. So let's move that to one side because that's still drying. So these are chipboard embellishments, which I had in a pack. And I've simply decorated up. I've used lots of the little bits. And that comes right back to the beginning. So that is that one. That is quite heavy. Same pack of scraps that I had on chipboard has made this card. So here we have Love is Around Us, Magic Winter. This one was a round one which I've cut into a square. And this one was again a round one which I've just cut into a sort of arched one. So that was the front of my card. Okay, so we're going to put that one there. This was the one that I was doing for my granddaughter. And I've chosen sort of muted woodlandy panels right through, but they do change colour a bit. So there is our little mouse, and because it's the front of the card, I've been able to just put a bit of height on the mouse's head. So let's turn into the thing. So we've split up a bit of our decoupage. Little mousey on top of a toadstool, and little mousey nice and snug because she looked after it for a few days until it was well. Okay, so little mousey in the end, but the start of it was little mousey who was wet, cold, and didn't have much life left. So there we have little mousey, and this was the first one I ever did, and this is a Christmassy one without being too decorated. So I've used punched borders here. This one says, wishing you the gift of peace to soothe your soul and smooth your way, wishing you the gift of joy to brighten up your life each day, wishing you the gift of faith to see his promise shining clear, and wishing you his love to guard and guide you through the coming year. So that would be my wish for everyone this year. And God bless you all. Enjoy your crafting.